Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means there's something very fucking important. And my videos are not important to the general masses of asses, those people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listener's discretion is advised. Going down the rabbit hole, not up your asshole. All right. Now, I want you guys to understand something here. I'm like one of the only guys that would say on here that I lost my virginity to a virgin, because I'm no simp. Okay. Simp actually means suckers investing in mediocre pussy. Okay. That's what it really means. But everybody's talking about what a simp is. It's actually a trick. Okay. So we get that out of the way right now. So I was taught to go overseas for my virgin wife. And so to give you an update, you should never bring them back. All right, let me repeat this very clear, because you don't know if they're wearing a mask or not. And I'm gonna tell you a secret as well. From my experiences of what I went through, I thought a virgin will most likely to be a virgin to be loyal. No. You can give her everything your heart's desire, okay? But she may end up getting the fire, she may be turned into a 304 or something, like mine, okay? So you have to understand that you can have the effective communication. You can have all the things that she can have. You can test her, and she may pass your test while she's out there in her country. You can do all of the psychoanalytical, and she will still fail, okay? All right? Even if she's living with her father, you should never bring them back, okay? All right? Coming from a person who's experienced and who have dealt with the virginity side, the purity side, a person who would never cheat, a person who don't mind being tracked, a person who don't mind doing all of the things that women may say, oh, that's bad mojo and jojo, okay? All right? I don't have time for the arguments. So, let's see. Hang that up. So, the moral of this video is that people wear masks. And me, I'm a strict disciplinary type of guy, a father figure type of guy, and a counselor and a therapist at the same time. That's a very huge amount of stress that I have to deal with. But I don't have stress because I know how to meditate, to seek validation from within rather than without, okay? And so I do a lot of psychoanalysis on myself. Look at my nose here, okay, right? And I try to warn you guys about you trying to be a passport bros. I recommend that you keep them over there, have your family over there, and then let them live in what they're living in. Because if you bring them out, there's a high chance that they may end up betraying you in the long run. Because it only works but so far. You may have the pure heart, but they may not. And we already know statistically women cheat 10 times more than men, simply because either they want to become in heat, or they want to listen to some advice behind your back. The devil talks to them. And also possession too, because I don't think it's all their fault though. The horror spirit is called the horror spirit. All right. There are people who don't like discipline. They'll get bored. Okay. Me, I'm entertained. I'm gonna say this. I love chaos and destruction, but I don't like it when it happens to me. I don't cause people chaos and destruction. They only cause themselves chaos and destruction, okay? I like to see it because I told them, you know how you get a warning from someone and you try to take a test, okay? And then you fail at it, okay? Because you tried it. But anyway, I digress here. My advice to you guys now, because I told you I started this passport bros thing and this red pill thing too, but I'm the emerald pillar. All right, I try to teach you guys about doing psychoanalysis, learning how to control your loneliness. If you are a desperate person, you have to remove that. And so my intuition, my spirits told me to bring my ex-wife back, and I did that. And y'all guys did tell me, don't bring her back, she could be wearing the mask. You are absolutely correct. I didn't know. I thought a virgin will most likely be loyal, okay? But you have to understand the female nature is unstable, okay? So the only way to keep that female fire, okay, this is for guys too. Sometimes there's guys who act like women. What do you call them, those guys who act like women? these narcissistic males who act like women, okay, the pretty boy, fuck boy types, those guys are just like women. So like I say, 25% of men who are those types are like 80% of the women out there. I recommend you guys to protect yourself at all times, okay? And you can be the perfect person. It doesn't matter. You can still fail, okay? All right? So keep them out there. When you have children, you could bring them back and then simp their asses right back. Because no. Imagine that you did all these things and then 10 years later down the line, they just forgot all the things you have done for them. It happens mostly to men, okay? It doesn't happen mostly to women. From my anecdotal experiences, it doesn't. Women usually meet the perfect guy at least twice in their life. They meet them twice, but the guys don't really meet the perfect woman in their life. Most of the time they don't. 90% of the time they don't. Never heard of it, but I heard women talk to me personally and say, I met the perfect guy. He was this, but he was too nice, okay? I met too many women like that, okay? All right. So since you understand that women have the advantage and they're the ones who make the choices of who they lay with, you guys got to make the choices to make sure you lock off any opportunity they can try to escape. What do you want? You got to trap them, okay? I'm the devil for saying that, huh? Not trapping them like where they don't have a choice, right? He said, leave me alone, get off of me. Hey, get off of me. Get off of me. You trap them to where they can make a choice and then you won't have to worry about them no more. Okay, you have to cut them off. They have a choice. And once they're caught and then that choice is done, they're finished. You have to completely eradicate the weak link, okay? What else is there to say? I just had the conversation about boys and girls, raising boys and girls. And my perspective, when I was raised up and how many people I was babysitting as their kids, I learned that boys are much more easier to deal with than girls overall. Girls are not interested in what boys like to do because they're two different species. They're just not physically active or mentally active just as the boys are. They're just not. Well, I have girls. I'm not cursed with girls, I want to say, but this was a woman who did try to curse me. But I don't know. Maybe it's the spirit trying to take my daughters away or some shit. I don't know. But don't trust CYS, okay? Don't trust them. Don't let them in the house. You bet. If you don't have no more family, you don't have no families to watch your kids, you might have a problem. You might have to agree with that family plan. Maybe interrogating your kids in your house and stuff, invading your privacy, and they'll make up stories too. They're not there to keep you with your kids, all right? So let's make that very clear with CPS or CYS or DH, whatever. They're not someone to be fucked with, okay? They're not your friends, okay? Don't talk to them. But other than that, that's all I really wanted to say about dating in 2025. It is very hard for disciplinary guys out there, true indigo, higher than alpha males and sigma males out there to try to keep themselves composed. But I recommend you keep up the good work if you're doing fine. It is recommended you could be alone as much as you can so you can understand your Godhead from within. All right? Protect yourself. Protect your mental health. And people who don't deserve you have to test them. You have to give them the shit test so you won't waste your time. A lot of people don't do shit tests. Okay? They just go along with the flow and let things go, and then they get hurt in the long overall end. But I try to give advice to you guys so you won't get hurt at all, okay? But it will happen. It will come across the time where you'll have some kind of knucklehead person who want to try to act like your friend and they don't want to pay no monies. Or even women too, because everybody's broke now these days. But other than that, that's all I really got to say about keep them over there. And I think I made a video about this before. Never, ever get weak about that. I was living happy over there when I lived in Ethiopia for 2 years. And then when I brought my ex-wife back, all hell broke loose. All hell no, you don't want that. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys out there who have went through what I went through. But that's all I really want to say because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Other than that, protect your mental health, guys. Be safe, go holistic, and try your best to do as much meditation for the self-God as much as possible. Peace.